Hi, it's Andy, and I have another tutorial today. I'm going to show you how to get uh, the new material style drawer with the spinning arrow. It's actually pretty easy, and it's included with the SDK. You don't need any outside libraries to get this to work. And I'll post the source code for this project underneath. I know I said that on the last video, but I wanted to fix the text here, and I'll discuss how I did that. Because it was showing up as black, and we wanted a light theme or light dark action bar theme to go. So this was showing up as black because the toolbar doesn't really respond to the actual theme, but you can theme it yourself pretty easily. So I'll show you how to get this, plus this nifty little animating hamburger to arrow to work. So let's load up our project in Android Studio. First thing you'll notice I have two styles here, one for version 21, which is Android L, and then the everything else version. The reason why I have two separate files is because we need to add for this one to theme this bottom bar here, the navigation bar. So that's theme there, so we'll close that and then open up the other styles. Okay, so one thing that we had to do, actually you don't actually have to do this because it didn't really do anything. I'll just take this out because it really doesn't make any difference, so I don't want you to get distracted with that. One thing we had to do with the toolbar is to theme it and tell it to have white text. So this is the primary text for material dark, which is white. And you can also just change this to at Android color / white, and it would do the same thing. But I'm just going to go with this primary text material dark. If you change it to light, it turns it as light. And our base theme is going to be appcompat.light. Alright, so that's pretty much all we've done on the theming. To show you how the theme works, you just add it right here for app theme equals add style / toolbar theme, and you're gonna have to add this line into your parent's view so that you can access that. Alright, so notice that there's a slight little different layout here. Everything is in a linear layout with a vertical orientation, and this toolbar is outside of that. If you wanted to, you can have the toolbar inside the drawer layout with like in a linear layout with this frame layout, but be advised that it will get covered by the list view if you do it that way. By removing it and putting it outside of the drawer layout, you're guaranteeing that your toolbar is not getting covered. And this is going to be up to a personal preference for you, but if you cover the toolbar, you won't get that nifty animation. You'll get like the very first little bit of it, but you won't see the full turn. You'll see about like that much of it before it gets covered. So this is personal preference. I figure if we're gonna have the nifty animation, might as well see it. But it's pretty easy to implement. We don't actually have to define an animation. It's built into the new action bar drawer toggle, which we'll have to use the new one. I'll get into that. As far as strings, all I did was create an array here with items 1 through 9 and 2 additional strings that go into the action bar drawer toggle. So you'll see that there. Nothing really changed in the manifest. We're still using the same theme for the entire application, so we can close that. Alright, so in the last tutorial you had none of this code here, so I'm going to go over this step by step. So the 4 items that we need for this are the drawer layout itself. We're going to have our list view, the action bar drawer toggle, and you're going to want to make sure that you import the version 7. So this one right here. The previous version was version 4 of the library, and it doesn't support the toolbar. So that's why you're going to want to do version 7, because that uses the new toolbar widget as its action bar. So it knows, so these two are compatible, because we're going to be using the toolbar since it's all materialized and stuff like that. So first thing we need to do is initialize our views. So initialize our drawer layout and our list. Notice that if I go into the layout here, my list is just a standard list. So you get if this were to be over here, you would get an actual preview of it. You can set your own ID. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just using the default ID for a list. Then we're going to set our items that we're going to be putting inside that list. Like I showed you earlier in the strings, I created an array that called drawer list, and I had items 1 through 9. So now we're going to have our we need to set our adapter. You can create your own custom one, but since this is a simple tutorial, I just used the default simple list item 1, and it's 1 item per list. Yeah, it's a default one that I use for most lists. You can create your own custom adapter with your own custom view. All right, so here's a nifty little thing that we're doing here. We're setting an on item click listener, so that when we click on an item on our list, item 1, it says you selected item 1. Now I added this little line of code here because if you just set this as position, when you clicked item 1, it's going to say you clicked item 0, and that's because the position starts on 0. So this just adds 1 to it so that it matches up with our naming system. So this is our toast, and we want to make sure that we close the drawer once we click it. So when we select an item like item 3, you selected item 3 and it closes the drawer. Pretty easy to do. You're going to want to call this this method here, the close drawer method, whenever you switch views based on whatever you do with the on item click. So you can have a switch clause in here and do, like, for item 0, launch this fragment, item 1, do this fragment, you know. I didn't do that. We're just doing a toast. In fact, there's no actual view there. The frame layout is pretty, there's nothing really there. It's empty. So now we have to set up our action bar drawer toggle. This is going to be what's going to control this animation and what happens with the drawer opening and closing it. So this is actually very necessary. So it takes 5 parameters instead of the 4 parameters that were in the old version. And so this is our context, which is this activity. We need to specify our layout. Our toolbar, since we're using a toolbar instead of the action bar. Like I mentioned earlier, the 2 strings for open and close. And then we're overriding 2 methods here, on drawer opened and on drawer closed. The code inside is pretty much the same, just calling super on drawer opened for on drawer opened and on drawer closed for on drawer closed. All right, so we need to set our drawer listener for the drawer layout to be this drawer toggle. So this is initializing it. Now we need to set it. So we need to tell the navigation drawer that there is a drawer toggle associated with it. Now we're telling the activity to say, hey, this toolbar is actually going to be our action bar, so do that. And this is a very important step that also requires you to make sure that you don't have an action bar already. So that's why the theming is very important. You have to make sure that in your styles you have these here, right here. The window action bar false and window node title true. And the reason why I have two of these is one's for pre-lollipop, the other one is for lollipop. Okay, so next thing we need to do is make sure that we tell the action bar, which is in this case the support, is the toolbar. We need to set home as up enabled, and we need to enable the home button. So that shows the arrow and hamburger on there. And then we'll be calling this mdrawer toggle sync state a few more times. Next method is the onPost create. As the method states, is after you've created this activity, this is going to be called. We're just calling this sync state to make sure that everything is always on time. So like when we've selected one is always selected. When it's open, it's closed, it's closed. That's what this whole sync state is all about, is making sure that everybody is on the same page with the status of the drawer layout. Okay, so this mdrawer toggle on configuration change. So a configuration change would be rotating the screen. So from portrait to landscape, landscape to portrait. You're going to want to make sure that your toggle is on the same page, that if it was open when you switched it, it stays open on that new configuration. So that's what this whole method is here for. And then last, we want to actually make that home button, the hamburger icon, do something. So we're going to test to see if it's opened, to close the drawer, and if it's not open, to open the drawer. So that's what this whole that allows us to click up here. If we didn't have this, when you click it, it would just click and do nothing. All right, so it's a pretty easy tutorial. It's very much like a previous nav drawer with the new action bar drawer toggle, and you get the little nifty hamburger to arrow animation included. If you have any questions, don't be shy. Please leave a comment below. And like I said, I'll be posting the source code for this one because I wanted to fix the white text in the action bar. All right, have a good day.